And joining me now live is QFES State Coordinator Steve Pinto. Steve, thank you so much for joining us. What's the latest on the ground?
Thank you. Look, on the ground down in the southeast quarter, that's where we've got most of our resources, and at the moment we have up to 160 SES staff working alongside rural staff and fire and rescue staff, and the main workload is clearing trees from roofs, clearing trees from fallen power lines, and clearing trees so that people can access their homes, so clearing them away from the driveways. And those crews are working closely with the energy companies to clear the fallen trees away from power lines safely.
And we're just seeing pictures on our screen now of those trees on roofs and trees on the roads. Just how challenging has it been for crews to try and clear this damage?
Look, the workload is high. They've completed about 400 jobs already, and there's probably 700 more still waiting in the system to do. And, you know, post Cyclone Jasper and the efforts up there, there's high workload on the organisation, but credit to the volunteer staff and QFES as a whole. We always, make good in serving the public in this regard.
And have you got an estimate on just how widespread the damage is, or is it still too early to tell?
Look, there's about 82,000 homes without power, and it's reasonably widespread in the southeast corner, and that's mainly related to trees down across driveways, roofs and power lines, which is that's the major effort, is the trees across power lines and down power lines.
And just on that southeast corner, do you expect that crews will be remaining there for the next few days, given it's still quite volatile in that area?
Yes, we certainly do, and I know it'll take some time to restore the power, and this is quite laborious work, and even with the large numbers of volunteers, it will take some time. If I might just add a safety plug about if it's flooded, forget it, and telling people not to drive into floodwater, and particularly not to swim in floodwater. You don't know what's under the water, you get snagged, and it's impossible to swim against that moving water. So we just want to reinforce with the public, if it's flooded, forget it, don't drive into floodwater, and please don't swim in floodwater.
Yeah, absolutely. Very timely advice. We've been speaking to residents on Sky News, and many have described it when the storms pass through as something like a mini cyclone. Have you ever seen anything like this in your career?
Yeah, yes, I have. Sadly, it's not unusual. It's probably not that common, but the storms generate great downdrafts, and I'm sure the Bureau will have data on that. But unfortunately, this isn't the first time that something like this has occurred.
Steve Pinto, we'll leave it there, but we will be touching base. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.